Welcome to Avalanche Facts, where truth roars louder than propaganda, and African stories are told by Africans. Today, we're diving into a story that may look like a bureaucratic speed bump but is, in reality, a geopolitical landmine. Ivory Coast has just blocked Burkina Faso from taking the rotating presidency of the West African Economic and Monetary Union, UEMOA. But this isn't just a headline about economics. This is about power, control, Pan-African sovereignty, and the very soul of the Sahel. If you believe in a rising Africa, comment, Africa must rise. If you stand with the AES alliance, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, say it loud, AES forever. And if you believe in Captain Traore's mission, comment, I stand with Traore. UEMOA, or WAMU in French, is no small deal. It's the economic bloc managing a shared currency and influencing trade, infrastructure, and billions in exports across 8 West African nations. The presidency of UEMOA rotates every 2 years among member states to ensure fairness and regional representation. Since 2022, Ivory Coast's finance minister, Adama Coulibaly, has held the chair. It was Burkina Faso's turn next. But suddenly, President Alassane Ouattara slams the brakes. No handover. No explanation. Just a block. And now, the entire region is asking, why? Ivory Coast isn't just flexing here. They're protecting their grip on UEMOA, a bloc that channels power through infrastructure projects, tariffs, and natural resource policy. The seat isn't ceremonial, it's strategic. By denying Burkina Faso, Ouattara is tightening control over the region's economic destiny. But here's where it gets deeper. Since Captain Ibrahim Traore came to power in 2022, Burkina Faso has pursued a radical agenda, rejecting French neo-colonial control, reclaiming natural resources, and forming the AES alliance with Mali and Niger. And this new alliance? It terrifies the old guard. How is it that the ordinary people of the Sahel can clearly see the progress and liberation the AES alliance is bringing, yet so many so-called African leaders act blind to it? These 3 nations, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, are the only places on this continent today where the people are ready to lay down their lives for their homeland. That doesn't happen by accident. It means something powerful is happening. It means the leaders are actually serving the people, not foreign interests. And that scares the puppets in power across the rest of Africa. If you are still watching this video, it means you love it. Be sure to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. Have you done that? Let's move on. Relations between Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso have deteriorated fast. In April 2025, Burkinabe intelligence accused Ouattara's government of sheltering coup plotters aiming to destabilize Traore's administration. The accusation? That Ivory Coast is working to reverse the Pan-African movement rising in the Sahel. Ouattara, meanwhile, is seen by many as France's man in West Africa, a leader who pushed for sanctions against Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso after their break from ECOWAS. While the AES trio fights terrorism and resource looting, Ouattara clings to a fading status quo. Let's not forget who we're dealing with. Alassane Ouattara won a controversial third term in 2020 by altering the Ivorian constitution. His critics call it a civilian coup. The opposition boycotted. Protests erupted. But with international backing and French support, he stayed in power. So when he blocks Burkina Faso from UEMOA's chair, is it just politics? Or is this a calculated move to isolate AES countries, disrupt their influence, and preserve a neo-colonial economic order? Make no mistake, this is economic sabotage. The UEMOA Council of Ministers controls major decisions on trade, infrastructure, and investment. Blocking Burkina Faso limits its access to shaping mining policy, energy development, and export strategy. It's not just about prestige. It's about billions of dollars. It's about tariffs, supply chains, cocoa exports, and the flow of goods across borders. Ivory Coast is gambling with regional unity to preserve its dominance, and foreign partnerships. I hope he will make good sense prevail. While ECOWAS crumbles, the AES alliance is rising. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have rejected the old playbook. They're building homegrown security structures, investing in local agriculture, and refusing foreign dictates. Blocking Burkina Faso from UEMOA is a desperate attempt to contain this fire. But that fire is spreading. How do you control a fire lit by the people, for the people, and of the people? You don't. Because this fire wasn't sparked by elites or foreign interests. It was born from struggle, injustice, and the raw will of the masses. It burns with purpose. It spreads with unity. You can't suppress it. You can't co-opt it. Because the people themselves are the flame, and when they rise, no force on earth can contain them. This isn't just resistance. It's a reckoning. And it's unstoppable. This isn't just an Ivory Coast versus Burkina Faso issue. It's a continent-wide reckoning. Who controls Africa's future? Foreign-backed elites or revolutionary governments rooted in local pride and sovereignty? If the region allows power plays like this to succeed, then Pan-African unity becomes just another buzzword. But if the people rise, if voices speak, if alliances strengthen, then Africa has a chance to break free. For Africans to truly break free from outside control, the continent must reclaim its economic sovereignty by owning and processing its vast natural resources, ditch exploitative currencies like the CFA franc, and build strong, regional currencies backed by African wealth. This liberation demands a total mental reboot, rewriting colonial education, embracing African history, languages, and philosophies while rejecting foreign narratives that still dominate minds. Unity is non-negotiable. No single country can stand alone, but a united front through Pan-African alliances, shared defense, and joint economic policies can. Leadership must be bold, unbought, and rooted in the people, not in Swiss bank accounts. Africa must invest in its own tech, its own media, its own culture, and control its data, satellites, and stories. To win this battle, Africans must stop dancing to foreign drums and start beating their own, fiercely and proudly. Freedom will never be given. It must be taken, intellectually, economically, spiritually, and politically, by a generation bold enough to defy the old order and build a new one. Comment below. Africa must rise if you believe in sovereignty. AES forever if you support this new dawn. And I stand with Traore if you believe in breaking chains. Like this video. Share it with your networks. And subscribe to Avalanche Facts, where we verify first, speak truth always, and stand proudly on the front line of Africa's transformation. Africa's destiny will not be decided in Paris, Washington, or Brussels. It will be decided right here. By you. By us. By Africans. Let the world know, a new Africa is not coming. It's already here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to drop a super thanks, a super sticker, or hit up the super chat. It really helps us keep the good stuff coming.